This is your jam station, WNUT. We play the best music for you nuts around. Oh my God, it is WNUT episode 35.
Holy crap.
That is like almost, we're halfway to 40 from 30.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, we're not halfway to, you know what? F it. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is Brandon, and I got the great Fashniz here.
Yes.
We're in our beautiful, sunny, high-rise studios on the second floor above sunny North Augusta. Just looking good, feeling good.
A lot of crazy f***ers out there today.
What? Tell me about some of them. Who you seen?
Just like there are so many people in pickup trucks towing campers today. It's ridiculous. We passed a line of 11.
That's just regular-ass South Carolina.
No, I think they're going to see the eclipse. But they're in the wrong part of the country.
That and or the Masters, because the Masters is about to start. You know, you got your
so
practice
they're leaving
rounds.
North Augusta and heading up north.
They might be going to live outside the Augusta National, or taking their asses somewhere where the eclipse is going to be a little closer to them, like Alabama, or you know, if you want to go up to beautiful New England, somewhere like that.
Right.
Man, what you been up to?
Ball busting, working my off. Got a went specifically shopping because the viewers
Like busting your own balls?
Yeah, pretty much.
I was going to say, I've been filling boneyards with suckers myself, but that's sounds like you've been self-harming.
No, well, I mean, I like it. But
Tell me about this fashionable shirt you got on.
So it's awesome. I after the viewers told us about the phrases that don't need to be there anymore, but I feel like they do. I found a shirt.
Well, it looks like we're specifically.
It is what it is.
We're talking to Paul from Connecticut there with "It Is What It Is." That's what the great Fashniz wants you to know. So yeah, look, we understand. We might have encouraged some of you to go shopping on WNUT Shop, pick up something fashionable and stylish to wear out into the world. You're doing the same thing for the great Fashniz. You're getting him out there,
right,
to update his wardrobe and kick it in style. And he appreciates that. I appreciate it. And if you ever meet Paul from Connecticut, I hope you're wearing that right there.
Definitely will. If I know he's going to be there, I'm going to definitely throw this on.
It would be kind of like wearing the shirt of the band you're going to see to the band. You're going to see Paul from Connecticut, and you've got "It Is What It Is" on.
There we go. Okay, you may have converted me just from that.
Yeah. You know, I was looking at the subscribers on our YouTube channel, and 3 people unsubscribed in the past couple of weeks. So I just wanted to say, we're going to make such a goddamn good episode today. Those 3 people are going to fucking hate life. They're going to regret their decision. I was watching 1, 2, and then 3 drop, and I was like, you sons of bitches. You don't know what you're doing.
Is there some sort of rebellion going on?
I don't know, but then we rallied, and then we rallied and we hit another milestone. I won't say, because the milestone to me is a good one. It sounds awesome, but to some people out there, it's kind of a pathetic milestone. You know, I mean,
hey, whatever.
We ain't Mr. Beast or anything.
Did we hit 69?
No, we hit 69 like ages ago. You know. But we hit 350 finally. So,
there we go.
Which, I mean, our subscriber base used to be like 7 people.
Yeah,
that we would hand cassettes to. So I can live with 350. And you know, we're counting. I had said on an episode a couple years back when we came back from the grave, I said, you know, if I can reach 12 subscribers, and I can open a mic and I can talk to 12 of you, how could we harness that power? Well, now we've done that times I don't know the math, but it's big, and I appreciate the people out there who are subscribing. And I'm not talking to you 3, so fuck y'all.
Fuck you guys.
You're gonna be pissed you missed this episode, because tonight we're going to be revisiting one of our most popular shows from the 90s. Tonight, we're going to be doing our salute to balls. Part 2. That's right. You know, I mean, balls are pretty awesome.
Yep. And they come in pairs.
Yeah, and without them, we wouldn't have D's Nuts jokes. Yep. Little John songs about the window and the walls, or even, you know, other people. Yep. Because people come from there. Mm-hmm. So tonight, it's all about the salute to balls, Part 2. And we're kicking it off with this seminal clip. Get it? Seminal?
There we go.
From the internet's Enjoy.
Oh, cause some came in the mail today. These nuts. Got him. Got him.
So that was our boys starting us off with the salute to balls. Also tonight, Commander Weber is going to be going through sensitivity training.
Yeah.
There was an unfortunate incident a couple of episodes ago. If you guys weren't listening to episode 33.
That might be why we lost those 3 subscribers.
It could, you know, that is a very
that's a very valid point.
Yeah, you got a theory there that I think it holds water. But we told him the password was N-word, INWARD. He came in and said the N-word, which I won't even spell. It was horrific. I mean, I was shocked. I was appalled. I'm a Southern boy. I don't hear that kind of language.
I'm going to be real honest with you. I didn't understand what I was hearing, and he repeated it.
It's messed up, and so we had to take him out of the building. The Fashniz got up and escorted Commander out. We're sending him through sensitivity training tonight. He's going to be completing his program. We'll be checking in with him via telephone.
Well, that's good. Yeah. That's good.
You know, we are all about inclusion.
Yeah.
We're all about, happiness and peace and love.
Yep.
And so we're trying to bring
forgiveness has to be part of that.
Yeah, and we want to be shiny, happy people
all the time,
and we don't want to run off 3 more subscribers. So as Commander goes through his program, we'll check in with him. We'll see what he's learning.
Yeah,
and hey, just like the Salute to Balls in 1997, we've got a whole slate of ball-related songs for you this evening.
That's the best thing.
Carl, I think you might remember this one.
Okay.
This is the band Accept with their amazing power anthem from 1982, I think it is.
Okay.
Balls to the Wall on WNUT.
Too many slaves in this world. fireball over the world. Let's plug a bomb in everyone's ass. They don't keep us alive. We're gonna fight for the right. Build a wall with the bodies of the dead. And you saved. Make the world scared. Come on, show me the sign of victory. Sign of victory. Sign of victory. Down, watch you dance. God bless you. They're gonna break the chains. No, you can't stop them. God bless you. They're coming to get you and them. You get your balls through the wall, man. Balls through the wall. You get your balls through the wall, man. Balls through the wall. You get your balls through the wall, man. Balls through the wall. You get your balls through the wall, man. Balls through the wall. You get your balls through the wall, man.
That was Accept
Hell yeah.
on WNUT.
Right.
Episode 35, Salute to Balls, Part 2. Carl I remember a time when you thought that song was called Balls to the World. Do you remember that?
No, I don't, but I do not deny that that's likely something I did.
I caught you singing Balls to the World one time, and I was like, that's badass enough. I'm going to let it slide.
Yeah.
Because the world sometimes deserves it.
Well, sometimes you got to teabag everyone at once.
Okay, I agree. And see, that's why we're doing the Salute to Balls.
Right.
It's like a big ass tea bag for the whole nation / world.
I mean, everybody loves Earl Grey.
And you can just tune in right anytime you want to. You can just pull this up and
Right.
Earl Grey, a little Irish tea.
Yep.
Some of that English breakfast nonsense.
Oh, that's the good shit.
What did y'all think we were talking about, for God's sake?
Yeah.
We want to remind everyone how much goddamn great swag is on WNUTshop.com.
Oh my God.
You can't
Oh
get
my
it is
God.
what it is, but we should license that
You know
design.
what though? We could definitely work with one of these.
Yeah, we've got that stylish 80s neon tee that we talked about last episode that's been flying off the shelf. We've also finally got WJAZ shirts.
Really?
Yeah, and buttons, so
Okay.
you can rep the jazz man in
yep.
style. Just in time for his new show next month. He's gonna be picking up the slack for us.
Mm-hmm.
When Fashniz and I finish this episode, we're gonna take a couple of month hiatus. We're gonna take a sabbatical. We have to prepare ourselves for Iron Maiden in November, so we're gonna do some strength training for
And
that.
The Who.
The Who?
The Who is the opening act.
Are you freaking
the
kidding me?
HU Who?
Oh,
the Mongolian metal.
Man, dang
band.
it. Okay, I was excited. I
Not
thought,
not the pedophilic British band.
well, no, that's a particular member of the Who, but
Yeah.
he doesn't mess around with any of that stuff anymore. I think he went through some sensitivity training of his own.
Maybe.
So the jazz man he's gonna pick up the slack. He's gonna come in right in the void that we're leaving you with emotionally heading into summer, and he is gonna swing right into your very heart with WJAZ episode 8. So look forward to that.
I know I am.
And you remember Natalie from North Augusta stories about the poop incidents in the public
Yes.
library.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got stickers and buttons in honor of Natalie's public service, the I Poop Emoji, the library line of products. So get
Nice.
some of those stickers and buttons,
Nice.
slap them all over town. And there's even one in honor of Carl's theater story
no.
from Merle's Inlet. I Poop Emoji, the theater.
Oh, that's amazing.
I just gave him a couple of those buttons. That's also available in a sticker form in several different sizes. So grab those. Let
Yeah.
everyone know that.
We're gonna make sure that these get out there because people know.
Oh yeah, and if you catch anybody, say you're at a theater in public and you catch somebody doing it, you can just
you
issue
just give
one.
them a button.
Issue it on the spot. That's
Yeah.
why I gave a couple to
It's like a
Natalie from North
badge.
Augusta, and I said, just the next person who comes in and defiles the library,
Right.
give
There
them
you
this.
go.
Let them know that you're the problem. It's you.
Yep.
Speaking of Carl and the theater, how do you feel about wearing the shirt of the movie you're going to see to the movie when you go to see it?
I don't think I've ever bought a shirt based on a movie.
Okay, so
I know they exist.
we recorded our last episode on March 10th. A couple days later, well, a few days later, March 14th, my sister and I found ourselves in Manhattan, messing around, just figuring out how to kill a day in beautiful New York City. So we went to see the Ghostbusters Firehouse. There were Ghostbusters all over the place. The Ecto-1 was there. The frickin' they had Slimer. They had people dressed like Ghostbusters. She and I had just missed Ernie Hudson.
Oh, man.
Because they were premiering Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. So we bought shirts for the premiere that day. Awesome. And I've already seen it. She has not. So we're going to go catch it again on Wednesday. And I was wondering if I wore the shirt I bought at the Firehouse to see Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, would that technically be the same?
I don't think so. And I hadn't actually thought of this when I said that I do own like Star Wars shirts. I don't think that's the same because the movie's not trying to make money off of its merch at the movie theater.
Right.
Like, so when you buy the ticket, that money goes towards the movie. When you're buying the popcorn and drinks and anything else in there, that goes to the people who own the facility.
Yes.
So that's a little different.
So when I roll in there repping a shirt I bought at the Firehouse.
That's not an issue, I think.
At the actual Ghostbusters
In all truth, it's really not an issue to wear it to the band one. It's just not for me.
Well, speaking of shit that you could wear to things, you mentioned you wore the Captain G's shirt into Captain D's to me.
Yes, I did.
How did that go?
Most of them didn't notice until I was getting my food and the girl handed me her food just started cracking the fuck up and pointing. So
She's probably a big WNUT
I had
fan.
to stop and turn around several times so that she could bring her coworkers to point and see.
Captain G's Compton Kitchen. I actually wore the Hicks 69 guitar pull shirt into Walmart here in sunny North Augusta. And I would get a few people who would see that shirt and kind of be like, oh, hell yeah, he was there too. And then they'd realize it was not a Kicks 99 logo, but a Hicks 69 one.
Yeah.
And it like basically kind of double takes and sort of freezing in place would happen. And I think I broke a couple of hillbillies.
Yep.
Which is fine. You know, that's to me, that's a pretty good goal to strive for. So you can always go to WNUTshop.com, pick up some.
I'm telling you, I'm worried I'm going to wear out my Commander in Relief shirt.
Hey, there's more where that one came from.
I'm going to have to go buy a few more.
Buy some shit, wear it out. You might break some hillbillies, and we won't mind. Why don't we go ahead and do another salute to balls moment? This one comes to us from the fine folks at South Park.
All right.
Enjoy.
How would you like to go see the school counselor?
How would you like to suck my balls?
What did you say?
I'm sorry. Actually, what I said was... How would you like to suck my balls, Mr. Garrison?
So there you go. I don't know if Mr. Garrison took Cartman up on that.
I don't know.
While we're at it with the great Fashniz and his stories, Carl, you told me you had a great story to share with us about Miss Fashniz getting quote-unquote super groped and you leaving what you called ball prints.
Yeah, so
in velvet.
decided to take the Queen Fashniz to get one of those fancy bra fittings, right? You know, it's got the boutique place. Well, as they're sizing the Lady Fashniz, myself being a gentleman, I'm sitting in the waiting room waiting.
Yeah.
And this wasn't even sizing; it was more adjusting by like full hand ropage inward. And then lifting.
Oh, so there's the super groping.
I received a message on my phone. I've just been groped, lol. And I thought, okay, well, that's it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean,
not
to upset Paul.
There's not a whole lot I can do about that at the moment. But either way, I had been sitting, leaning forward in these rather delicate looking velvet, like mini couch. You know, the kind of thing you imagine isn't real, but it actually was.
Yeah. The kind of thing George Costanza would drape himself in were it socially acceptable.
Except maybe half the size.
Oh, okay.
So when I'm sitting there, my knees are kind of up above my hips because it sits so low. And that's putting a real solid butt print into this velvet. Well, I go to stand up.
You got a little bit of the squatty potty stance going on?
Yeah, kind of the squatty potty stance. I stand up to stretch because after 30 to 45 minutes of sitting like that, trying to be quiet and polite as you see women coming in and out going to get groped and get... harnessed.
And where was this career path on career day? Why was I not told about this?
I wasn't either. I am kind of irritated about that. But I can tell you the downside. You see, when the gentleman's been sitting in a velvet chair that he has to do the squatty potty stance on,
yeah,
and he stands up, I look down. There's definitely butt prints in velvet, but also ball prints. From the way I had been sitting, had pressed my testicular fortitudes directly in.
Now,
so I reached down to, smooth the velvet. I don't want to leave a ball print there. It doesn't smooth.
Were the balls, did they break free at any point? Why were they able to leave such, I guess...
Oh, I was in my kilt.
Okay, that explains it. Say no more. We understand.
So to rectify this situation, what I did was I repositioned myself about 50% to the right of where I had been sitting previously to then place my ass right where my ball print was.
Yeah.
By the time I left, when she was done, there were now 4 ball prints.
Which reminds me of a story that we'll get to in a bit. There's more.
Just
to
so
this rabbit hole.
If you're sitting on velvet, let them rest and just know that everyone will know.
All right. Well, now we know. And what we won't say the place. What town were you in?
Greenville, South Carolina.
So any Green villains, I don't know what you call people from Greenville. Look out for the rogue ball prints.
Nerds.
If you see them, you might have a suspect.
Yeah.
Now that you've listened to WNUT. Speaking of balls and WNUT, I think we should play another song for these fine people.
I think so, too. There's a few that are popping up in my mind.
Which celebrate the world that is balls. We should salute, in fact,
Hell yeah.
the balls. Part 2. With this is a band I found called Sparks. I was not even aware of these guys.
Okay.
I was Googling ball-related songs because I like
as
to have,
one does.
I like to have a nice bank of music available to us here at WNUT.
Everyone needs to keep a good solid bank available at any time,
especially of ball-related songs. I mean, we have talked about and played Fat Boys, My Nuts, and things like that. Any number of AC/DC songs, Big Balls, Ball Breaker. Excuse me. But, you can always use more. And I was kind of impressed with this group here. This is Sparks. This is from 2000 from an album called Balls. This is the title track, Balls on WNUT.
Balls, all you need are balls. To succeed are balls, all you need are balls. All you need are balls. To succeed are balls. All you need are nothing too prosaic, nothing too archaic. Here's your wake-up call. We are provocation, we are instigation. Here's your wake-up call, your second call. Balls, all you need are balls. To succeed are balls. All you need are balls. All you need are balls. To succeed are balls. All you need are you can sting or be stung, you can fling or be flung. It's all up to you. When they're being with you, they're agreeing with you. What you say is true, it comes from you. Balls, all you need are balls. To succeed are balls. All you need are balls. All you need are balls. To succeed are balls. All you need are balls. All you need are balls. To succeed are balls. All you need are balls. All you need are balls. To succeed are balls. All you need are balls. 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 You can wait for saviors, meeting out their favors. You can wait and wait. Hope may spring eternal, sounds a bit maternal. Do you wanna wait or crash the gate? Balls, all you need are balls. To succeed are balls. All you need are balls. All you need are balls. To succeed are balls. All you need are others will respect you, others will elect you, they'll accept your cause. Others will desire you. They may not admire you, but they will admit you do transmit balls. All you need are balls to succeed on balls. All you need are balls. All you need are balls to succeed on balls. All you need are balls. All you need are balls to succeed on balls. All you need are balls. All you need are balls to succeed on balls. All you need are
So that song, I mean, I like it, but it reminds me of the music you'd hear if you had a movie and the main characters were maybe investigating a nightclub and didn't realize it was a gay club. And that's the music that's in the background that's letting the audience know.
And then you have that reaction shot where the character's like looking and they kind of get this look on their face and like, oh.
Yeah, just okay. Almost like Police Academy.
Hey, speaking of nothing related to this.
Hell yeah.
We were discussing the poop emoji, the library, and the theater swag. Have you heard about these Disney poop hallways? Yeah, he's giving me a look.
I don't think I have.
And it's exactly the look I would expect when you hear the phrase poop hallway. Maybe this ought to become a recurring segment called Places You Shouldn't Shiz in It. But I found an article a while back by someone named Kelly Coffey Behrens, who writes for BuzzFeed, Walt Disney World Magazine, and The Blast, among other publications. She actually focuses on Disney parks coverage. And she compiled some disturbing trends into an article for The Blast just a few months ago. And apparently, what is sweeping the Magic Kingdom these days is shitting in line.
Really?
Or in the pools at the water parks or the splash pad at Epcot. Hell, one parent just let their kids shit the floor in line for Star Wars Rise of the Resistance and walked off and left it there. But here's the one that takes the cake. The Avatar Flight of Passage line has a section dubbed the Poop Hall for how often it apparently happens there. There's actually a Reddit thread from last October where Disney staff, past and present, discussed their PTSD with that section of the line for Avatar.
Is there like a jump scare going on or something and little kids are losing it? I mean,
no. The story apparently is the line can get up to 4 hours long. And because this is, America in 2024, we just go, hey, fuck it. We need to experience this. We can't not experience it. You're supposed to, brag on social media about doing something exclusive like this.
But you got to not eat Wendy's chili right before you go down the line.
Yeah, but apparently people had taken to ducking down this one hallway and shitting, then getting back in line.
Wow.
And Disney actually had to add a bathroom near that point in the line.
Well, at least they took the hint.
The poop hall, Carl.
That is insane.
Like, how are they wiping?
That's, maybe they're getting that squatty potty pose going on.
And according to the book Cleaning the Kingdom by Pellman and Barron, that is a real thing, Disney staff actually created what they call a human code H. Now, code H originally meant that one of the horses in the parade had pooped, hence code H. However, a variant exists now called a human code H out of necessity.
Wow.
So that's a thing that's happening when you pay thousands of dollars to take your family to Disney. Not the hundreds that used to.
You got to think about the millions of man hours and work and dedication that it takes to create Disney. Mm-hmm. And people are literally just shitting on it.
Oh, I know. For the love of God, can people not just get out of line?
Yeah. Or just get a grip.
I'll actually put a link to if you're listening to this on YouTube, I'll actually put a link to the article where you can go and educate yourself about some of the wonderful places in the Magic Kingdom.
I'll actually have to, if I get a chance, talk to my brother who used to work for Disney.
Oh, please
and my
do.
sister-in-law, I think, still does. She's like a chef, though. But he worked in the Haunted Mansion.
Ooh.
And
I've never heard of Dookie in there. I have heard of it actually being haunted. I've heard of people spreading ashes of loved ones in there.
yeah,
Loved ones
that's
who
an
love
issue
Disney.
because they would actually take ashes and just dump them on the ride, and the fans would pick them up and just spray them in people's faces.
Oh, yeah. Kinda like the Big Lebowski.
Yeah, it was exactly like the Big Lebowski.
Like Donnie winds up all over the dude and Walter. But yeah, so apparently the Haunted Mansion is apparently actually haunted, according to some. But not in the same way that the Avatar and Star Wars
No, those are just
attractions are haunted.
haunted in a haunting way.
Yeah,
also, but yeah,
It's all very haunting.
yeah.
Well, let's get off the poop topic for just a second and salute some more balls. What do you say?
Hell yeah.
Let's go back to July 1994. There was a terrible thing we've referenced a couple times in the past where I slammed my nad bag into a bar stool.
I think that was an epic.
You,
It was amazing.
Of course, he thought it was. He was sitting there eating nachos the whole time. He didn't do shit.
I had a great visual view of it.
Here's exactly how it sounded.
I'll be right back.
Mother's milk. He's getting laid. Hey. Did you know that? Oh, God. He ran his nads into a bar stool.
That was a very painful experience indeed. I was unfortunate to witness it while it happened. Unfortunately, I could not save him because I was eating nachos.
That's exactly what the Great Fashniz did.
Yeah. No. I recorded.
He was okay. You were a good reporter on the front line. I appreciate that because we have this clip that we've gotten some mileage out of.
And what was I supposed to do? Cup your balls as they made contact to the stool?
I wouldn't have minded that. That would have been okay. Why would that have been so difficult for you to stand up and go do?
Well, first of all, it'd be across the room, and second of all, I think your dad would have been really weird with that.
He was probably down at the beach at the time, probably looking at a fish or something. I don't know. God dang. Occasionally I make fuck ups on WNUT.
What?
I do. I get shit wrong, and I have to issue corrections.
Okay.
You might remember last time I had to correct the whole thing about PCU and who said the line about not wearing the t-shirt.
Yeah, because we misremembered the name of whoever the hell it was.
Yeah, well, see, I have to now correct my correction because I got my correction wrong.
Holy crap.
So I think I might double up on the WNUT corrections intro because this is a special one.
WNUT corrections.
This is a super correction.
Who the hell was it?
Okay, this is the second correction for the same fucking thing. So we know it wasn't Vince Vaughn. We already debunked that wrong reporting I did 2 episodes ago.
Well, it was a speculation.
I know, because I was just spitballing off the top of my head. Then I looked it up, and I was convinced. I said last time it was Jon Favreau who said the line. Mm-hmm. I was close. Favreau was in the scene, but he was the one wearing the shirt of the band he was going to see. Jeremy Piven said the line about not being the guy, and Jon Favreau just stood there and took it.
Who the hell's Jeremy Piven?
Jeremy Piven is the little dude he was in Entourage, I think. He was the Ellen Show, and that was a sitcom a million years ago.
Oh, like the original Ellen Show.
Yes,
okay, I know who you're talking about then.
You've seen him in a bunch of things. You just might not know him. He's one of those guys everybody knows from something, but they might not know his name.
It's that guy from that show.
Exactly. Okay. And so I thought Happy from the Marvel Universe had said the line, but Happy just took it.
He's the one who was receiving the line.
Yes, Jon Favreau was the one taking it. He was educated by Jeremy Piven that he shouldn't wear the shirt of the band that he was going to see. This is the most corrected thing that we've ever had on WNUT, though we only did launch WNUT corrections last year on episode 26. Also, I said OTEP was poet spelled backwards, but it's not. It was an anagram of poet. I did get right. And what I was thinking of was the album title, Sevas Tra, was Art Saves backwards. But OTEP is an anagram of poets. I wanted to get out ahead of that one.
There we go.
I didn't hear from people about that one.
Nobody called you out on that.
No. So,
I didn't call you out on that.
He did not. And the thing is, the Great Fashniz, he likes to protect my fragile ego, so he's not going to put me on blast. The listeners don't give a fuck. They'll tell me straight up, man, you got to get your shit right. So I'm taking this opportunity right now to do that for you. And I'm also going to take this opportunity to play some more great ball-related music for you.
Hell yeah.
How about the Ghetto Boys coming out
No
of
shit.
I think it's out of Houston. Weren't they out of Houston back in the day?
Not a fucking clue.
I don't know. Scarface, Bushwick Bill, etc.,
Right.
etc. This is Gotta Let Your Nuts Hang on WNUT.
You gotta let your nuts hang. Boom, boom, boom on your black ass, bitch. Here's another hit from my shit. I made a couple of moves and 5-0 while smarted. Here's part 2 of how I started. Slanging them things on the dope cut. 5-0's are riding my dick, but so what? What can you do to a nigga like Face? And why you sweating that in the first place? That's the motherfucking problem. See a young nigga rolling a beamer and gotta stop him. But I'ma tell you like this. All lawmen suck dick, sneaky as hell and try to bust ya. But you can die, motherfuckers, cause bitch, I don't love ya. You're making it harder on my fellas. These dope fiend bitches and the big drug sellers. How can you preach to the fiends that they should quit while Barry's up in Washington smoking that shit? You need to get yourself a life or keep trying. Or more and more cops will be dying. Cause I am sick of seeing niggas being shortstopped by a $105 dick in the booty ass cop. You figure you're hard cause you're a cop. See, fuck with me, I'ma put that ass in a box, G, cause I don't give 2 fucks about your punk. You may carry a 45, but yo, I pack a pump. And you can step up if you want a bitch. I ain't asking no questions, I'm going for my shit. I'm on the up, I ain't afraid. I'm from the land of the heartless, the home of the paid. And if you want a gang, no thing, I get my ass taxed, but I'ma still let my nuts hang. You gotta let your nuts hang. Ronnie calls me up, he needs a key, but I can't give it to him, he ain't got 30G. A Cuban on the south side sells for 33. I'm going 12 and out because the shit is hurting me. The dope is getting short up in New York too. We sellin' for 33, they sellin' for 42. See, what we gotta do is come together. They're trying to cut shit short, and they will if you let them. Now let's go out on a boat. Yeah, pretend to be lawmen and come out with dope. But first we gotta find a bitch with nuts. A down-ass bitch who doesn't give a fuck, distracts the cops on duty. Walking around shaking nothing but booty. That's when we make our motion. Coming from a small little island in the ocean. The other group comes in from the Rio. Me, Little J, Big Chief, and Oviedo. First we'll hit them up with some gas. Then launch a missile on their motherfucking ass. That ought to get the shit to float. Come back home slanging nothing but snow. Then the prices will drop again. Niggas going keys paying 10. You wanna get paid, man? Well, that's what you gotta do. And you better let your nuts hang. You gotta let your nuts hang. Look deep into the eyes of this criminal. I'm gunning niggas down, even women too. Back in the game, I used to steal shit. Nowadays, I don't sneak, you can kill, bitch. And I don't give a fuck about your rep. I got something for your ass if you choose to step. One nigga from the park coming hard. Sending motherfuckers to the morgue. Steady getting paid, pushing powder. Kicking motherfuckers selling flour. A brother like the Face ain't broke, man. I started small time, dope game, cocaine. Just a reminder for those who forgot. A nigga got paid slanging rocks. Bring on the magazine and people who ban. I won't duck them. They ain't never scared me before, so motherfuck them. You ain't never seen what I seen. Young niggas killing people and beating up the dope fiends. So if you wanna fuck with me, man, you better come prepared. Cause I'ma let my nuts hang.
Oh, that was the Ghetto Boys
Hell yeah.
on WNUT with Gotta Let Your Nuts Hang. And
That's
speaking of letting your nuts hang, Carl here once convinced a dear friend of ours that he had 4 balls.
Yeah, well, okay, so back in the day, there was a something of a game of cup checking, Stoney and I. And
I've said this a few times on recent episodes. I used to be referred to as Stoney. It had to do with the Pauly Shore movie Encino Man. You know, I embrace it here on WNUT. So occasionally you'll hear Stoney that refers to me, just like Great Fashniz refers to Carl here.
Right. Okay. So either way, we would get cup checked along with a couple of our male friends by the females in our group. Now,
one in particular.
There was one in particular whom I shall not name, lest she break down the door and kick me in the nuts. But either way,
she's very remorseful, by the way. She's kind of sensitive about how often I bring it up. I'm like, trust me, my nuts are still sensitive too.
It's all in good humor.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to physically come bursting through the second story window to kick me in the balls.
She's done it to me before.
Well, yeah, but I haven't pissed her off quite like you have.
That's true.
So.
Yeah, I played that tape.
But either way, so to explain how I was struck quite so often, I originally started with an offhand comment. Well, I mean, shit, I'm not like other guys. I've got 4 nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of ran with it.
I just casually was like, yeah.
Yeah. And then after a while, we were actually hanging out at her house, and that comment came up, and her mom was there.
Mm-hmm.
And her mom...
And normally this would be a situation where...
Yeah, you'd be like, I don't know
you
if
get
you
a
want that
talking
to
to for certain subject matter.
In this situation, her mom looked down and was like, well, yeah, that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then proceeded to tell a family story that verified the fact that I very quite possibly could, in fact, have quadruballs.
Oh, yeah. Her mom, by the way, was one of the original fans of WNUT.
Yeah.
Like, she was an early supporter and lover of WNUT.
She knew that it was all bullshit.
She's no longer with us. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
She was an awesome lady, but she was very supportive of this insanity that we do.
Exactly.
And she was very giving of the kind of freedom that you could, just explore certain silliness and create these dumb characters. And so she was awesome.
She loved the insanity of it.
And she absolutely went along with Carl's nonsense
and just backed me up 100%.
Yeah.
And it was awesome because you could watch the belief come over this young lady's face as she went from being you're full of shit to holy crap. And it was spectacular.
Did we ever Did we ever
directly backtrack that? No.
So we didn't necessarily retract it. She might still
I'm
think you're
sure
sporting.
she's figured it out by now.
Possibly.
If she hasn't by now, she has now.
I don't know that she ever inspected. If she did, you didn't tell me. But
no.
We did make reference. You might have been drunk. We made reference to this 20 years ago on episode 23 in the intro. We mentioned that one of Carl's nicknames was, I think, 4 Balls Guy or 4 Nuts Guy. But then we never told the story. Right. So here we are 21 years later making that right by informing you and educating you today how Carl came to be known as E.T., the Extra Testicles. He didn't. I just stole that from Cheech.
I like that, though.
You know what we should do? Since I'm the master of the segue, we should check in with Commander Weber at his sensitivity training and see how things are going.
Make sure everything's going okay there.
We've got him on the line. Commander, are you there?
Yeah, how's it going there, guys?
Hey, Commander, you're doing the training all right? Everything's going okay?
Well, yeah, I mean, so far we've been going over things that you can't really say anymore, and...
Okay, well, like what?
Well, the introductory part of that lesson lasted about 3 hours. Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah.
So I had no idea how many words are politically incorrect now, including blindsided, first world problem, and grandfathered in, but, here we are.
Right.
So,
Hold on, I need to...
Make a note of that.
What was that last one?
Grandfathered in. You shouldn't say that anymore, and I don't remember why. But
okay,
we went over all that, and we talked about the big boy offenses, like screaming the N-word live on the air.
Yeah, that might do it.
Yeah, a bunch of cultural sensitivity stuff. Words and references that aren't okay, doing accents and shit like that. So I'm on top of all that stuff. A hip young cat like myself. But for some of the older folks, it was definitely an eye-opening experience.
Okay, well, Commander, I mean, really, when it comes down to it, you haven't made a whole lot of these kind of violations. I'm actually pretty confident that this was a misstep and that this experience will help you learn.
Yeah, I think, he's on the right track.
Yeah.
Baby. He was born this way. What's next, Commander?
The next step is we're going to be talking about gender identity and dead naming and stuff like that.
Okay. I'm real interested in these new things that you're going to be doing here, Commander. But
yeah, we'll be checking in, so we'll check in with them.
What the issue was?
Yeah, you told me to say the N-word.
No, I told you to say N-word, which is the opposite of outward, and is spelled I-N-W-A-R-D.
In fact, we had it on the door so you could just read it.
I was prompted and did not use the word in a derogatory context of my own free will, you assholes.
Commander, listen. Tell you what.
Yes.
What does NWA stand for?
Oh, that's with attitudes.
Jesus. Okay. What? Get back in there, you horrible human. You cannot say that.
All right. I'm going, you pearl clutching honkies.
He did it again.
Yeah.
I mean, I am, but he did it again.
He's got a real problem. You know, why don't we recover with our next salute?
Why don't we pre-record our conversations with Commander?
To balls.
To balls.
All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Do you understand?
Oh, yeah, baby. That was Scarface. Pacino from back in 83.
Right.
Tony Montana said, all I have in this world is my balls and my word. You know, and he died breaking his word in many bones.
Yeah.
But managed to keep his balls unbroken.
That's actually really surprising.
And sadly, fans only remember him having cocaine. They forget about his healthy balls. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsors.
I like my chili hot. As a matter of fact, I like my chili so goddamn hot that you can cook a hog's ass in a spoonful. When a working man such as myself wants a little hot fixin', I'll reach for that bottle of Mama's goddamn hot chili. Smooth, tender chunks with chili beans filled with Mama's hot bastard bacon bits and drizzled with just the right amount of thick, savory sauce, dripping with noodle nuggets and Texas tough onions. That's hot. Goddamn hot. I asked for it by name.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, W, N, U, T. Why don't we talk to the fine folks at Mullis Mixes? Since we're doing a salute to balls, part 2, I checked in with them, and I asked them if they had any ball-related Mullis Mixes.
I'll bet they do.
Now, in 30 years' time, it probably was, slim pickings. There probably weren't a whole lot of ball-related Mullis Mixes. Yeah. But they were able to come up with one.
Okay.
A blast from the past off of Mullis Mixes 8. This is a Tom Petty song called Walls that those fine folks remixed and called it Balls.
All right.
Right here on WNUT.
Some days are diamonds, some days are rocks, some doors are open, some roads are blocked, and sundowns are golden, then fade away. And if I never do nothing, I'm coming back someday. 'Cause you got a heart so big, it could crush this town. And I can't hold out forever, even balls fall down. All around your island, there's a barricade that keeps out the danger, holds in the pain. Sometimes you're happy, and sometimes you cry. Half of me is ocean, half of me is sky, but you got balls. Some things are over, some things go on. Part of me you carry, and part of me is gone. But you got a dick so big, it could crush this town. And I can't hold out forever, even balls fall down. You got balls.
Oh, that was our boys at Mullis Mixes.
Right.
I mean, I'm assuming they're boys. They're the fine folks at Mullis Mixes. We don't know. They might have some ladies on the
that's
the team. Who knows? I mean, they're very mysterious.
That's our gender neutral friends on the Mullis Mixes team.
Yeah, the fine folks. Yes. They're just the fine folks. I don't want to assume anybody's gender. We're talking about sensitivity. Commanders in training.
Right.
I don't want to wind up there myself. But you know what does take balls?
What's that?
When the listeners respond.
Hell yeah.
Now, we actually got one late on the classic flashback video.
Okay.
I put up a classic flashback video about wearing the T-shirt of the band you're going to see. Now, that was a couple of episodes ago. But we did get a response on YouTube on that topic.
Okay.
NKU Card 88 commented, imagine just dumping all your insecurities onto someone else because ... they're wearing a T-shirt.
Right.
So take that, Carl.
Yeah.
That's what he had to say. Now, moving on. We discussed some of our favorite random acts of chaos or mischief last time. Here's what some of our excellent listeners had to say.
Nice.
And sadly, I don't have EJ from. I don't have audio from EJ this time. The boy did send me one though. He says, "I walk around the grocery store telling people fake specials and sales. For example, all Pepsi 2 liters are buy one get two free.
Holy
all
crap.
Frito-Lay 50% off." I told him he's going to hell, and he said, "You know damn well people are going to the manager, who by the third person is just flabbergasted." So he
and at least there's a handbasket there too.
Yeah, you can conveniently jump right in there when you go to Hades. Laura from Charleston says, "I have done an Easter egg hunt in the clinic and hidden little bottles of alcohol all around. That was a fun game during COVID when we worked in teams and didn't see half the staff for a couple of months."
Right.
I mean, that's pretty chaotic and mischievous. I did ask her if this was going to get her in any kind of trouble. She said no. The superiors were actually in on this, and she did not specify the clinic that she's talking about.
There we go.
Yvonne says, quote, "You didn't just yell at random ass strangers out the window. You yelled at my ass right in the damn passenger seat," unquote, talking to me. I told the story about leaning out the window and yelling at random pedestrians and passersby. Yes, she's not wrong. We would be driving somewhere and it'd be nice and quiet. I would literally just turn in my seat, aim my face directly at her in the passenger seat, and let loose a blood-curdling scream. Or some kind of, just like, biatch, or whatever.
We got to make sure everybody's awake.
Which I think, now that she's reminded me, needs to make a comeback.
Yeah.
And for the record, she did send this in as favorite acts of chaos or mischief. So maybe that was her favorite.
That's her letting you know you need to do that.
I really should bring it back.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Our boy Captain Destructo, we've heard from him before. He's the one who thought Richard Simmons was in Kiss. He says before he had his own car as a teenager, he would drive around in Mom's minivan. And when he'd park it at the house for the night, she'd be getting up early to go to work the next morning, of course. He would turn the radio to the Spanish station, turn the volume all the way up, and shut the car off. So first thing in the morning, she gets blasted with mariachi music.
There, it's safety, making sure she's aware of everything around her.
Oh, yeah. Just jet engine level, freaking, whatever the fuck. Now, we do have audio from my darling baby sister, Shanna, with this random act of chaos or mischief.
Okay, it's not that great of a story.
Says you.
But this is a prank that lasted an entire decade. I had a coworker, and we'll call him Earl. It really started out not being a prank. I went to the fair one year with my kids, and they hand out those little Gideon New Testament Bibles. And I still had it in my purse, and I tossed it in a random mailbox. All of our mailboxes are lined up next to the time clock, and I just tossed it in a mailbox to kind of get rid of it, get it out of my purse. And it landed in Earl's mailbox. So a few days later, I found out that Earl was really worried about where this Bible came from and was questioning all of our coworkers because he took it personally and wanted to know who was trying to save his soul. And I thought that was hilarious because I just threw it in there. Well, turns out, each of my kids had been handed one of these New Testament Bibles too. So a few weeks later, after Earl had put his New Testament in the family waiting room, I just restocked his mailbox with one of the kids' New Testament Bibles. And this really set him off. So now he's interviewing people. Has anybody seen anything? Who would be trying to save his soul? Who did he offend?
Did his soul need saving?
Well, he kept insisting that it didn't. So he was really offended that somebody was trying to send him a message. We worked at the time with a Mennonite, so that was his suspect number one on the list. So he literally created a suspect list and was trying to rule people out. So this continued. So now every year at the fair, I'm sending friends, I'm sending family, I'm sending everybody I know, and I'm grabbing 10 to 15 of these things a year so I can keep one in his mailbox at all times. And I ruled myself out as a suspect one year when I was actually sick and in the hospital. I had to acquire some help, a trustee, if you will. And I had her put the Bible in his mailbox while I was hospitalized. So me, off the suspect list. Eventually the Mennonite gets a new job. And for 10 years, this goes on.
How many Bibles would you estimate per year that Earl got in his inbox?
Somewhere between 8 and 12 a year. Sometimes there were passages highlighted, sometimes there weren't. And it finally stopped when Earl left the unit. I gave him a going away present by wrapping up the remaining 20 of these things that I was sitting on.
What did Earl say?
By the time this had gone on for 10 years, Earl was unbothered by it. It just kind of was there. It was a permanent resident in his mailbox. He had quit investigating. So he was shocked, especially since I had ruled myself out as a suspect some years before. He just laughed and told me he hated me. But it was love. I do think that me and the Lord have come to terms with this. I think the Lord was fine with my prank because I was, in fact, spreading the good message.
Yes. And finally, do you think Earl's soul is saved?
No.
All right, so that was Shanna's story.
Just absolutely no.
Yeah, I mean, nice and simple. That's one that goes beyond a random act.
Oh man, that's freaking awesome.
It's spontaneous, but then it becomes a dedicated 10-year effort.
Right.
I'm a fan.
I'm proud of her.
I feel like I trained her well as a big brother. Name redacted from a television station in the Augusta area says, we signed someone at a rival station up to receive Playgirl magazine back when that was still being published. Prepaid for a whole year so he'd never receive a bill. Playgirl ceased publication in 2016, so that kind of tells you about, when this would have had to have happened. Carl, you may remember this one. Someone in my step family reminded me of the fake rubber roaches that we bought at a magic store in Hilton Head one year.
Yes.
Down at Caligny Plaza. The great Fashniz and I stuffed one up inside the bathtub faucet, so when somebody turned the water on to run a bath, it looked like a roach shot out and started wiggling
and its
in
legs
the tub.
would wiggle, yeah.
So that was one of ours. That was the listeners respond. We didn't get audio and stuff. I didn't go on like a tear, But what I think we've learned here is that everybody has some pretty goddamn good mischief that they like to unleash on the world.
Definitely.
Everybody's got some pretty goddamn good ways to create chaos out there, and I appreciate that.
Definitely.
What do you say we salute some more balls?
Hell yeah.
This one comes to us by way of the happy slap happy sumbitches at SNL.
But the thing that I most like to bring out at this time of the year are my balls.
Balls. Tell us about your balls, Pete.
Well, over at Seasons Eatings, we have balls for every taste. Popcorn balls, cheese balls, rum balls, you name it.
Wow. My mouth's watering just thinking about those balls.
Carl, every year at Christmas time, do you pull out your balls as well?
Not just Christmas time. I mean, there's all times of year I'm pulling out my balls.
If you're sitting on a velvet couch, for example?
Yeah, well, they're free roaming at that point.
As I was asking him that question, he was leaning across the desk and pulling something to him. I thought he was going to pull some balls out.
No,
maybe
just
the big sack.
Just a
he has
liquid
over.
refreshment.
Yeah, he's just got some Diet Coke.
Yeah.
I've got the shit with the calories.
This is the least amount of alcohol I've ever consumed in a WNUT session here.
He's over here watching his girlish figure.
Yeah, by drinking Monster, Juice Monster, and Diet Coke.
Well, you know whose turn it is to get behind this here microphone and regale us with the knowledge about some shit we're about to hear?
Okay.
The Ghost of Casey Kasem.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's turn it right over to that bad boy right now. Take it away, Casey.
You're listening to WNUT in North Augusta. I'm the Ghost of Casey Kasem. Next on the salute to balls is a long-distance dedication coming all the way from Brooklyn, New York. Here's a letter. Dear Casey, Imagine my surprise coming home from work at the neighborhood dispensary one evening to find an empty apartment. My boo thing, little Two Pumps, was nowhere to be found. My messages to him in the next few days went unreturned, my FaceTimes unanswered, my snaps unread, my sexts unseen. I soon realized I would have to move on without little Two Pumps, our once red-hot love only a distant memory. And then one day, I rounded the corner market heading toward the Starbucks next to our favorite vape shop, and there was Lil Two Pumps, sitting at a sidewalk table with the neighborhood side chick. This girl been around the block so many times the garbage truck asks her for directions. She done given out more rides than my sister cousin Tracy's Uber. To put it mildly, Casey, she's a hoe. I couldn't believe my eyes. Not only was Little Two Pumps throwing away the meaningful life we'd shared, but he was doing it for a side piece so nasty she has to pour salt water down her pants to keep the crabs fresh. So in honor of Little Two Pumps and his new petri dish full of STDs, I'd be honored if you could play Balls by Olivia King. He deserves every verse. Signed, Broken in Brooklyn. Broken, here's your long-distance dedication right here on the Salute to Balls from all of us here at WNUT.
Sit and wonder why you left me. Why did you do it? Do it. You had the chance to really tell me how you felt. I knew it. I knew it. You found somebody else. You wouldn't do the things you do if you would love me. Boy, you're messing with my head. I hate it, man. I can't face it. Tell me why you left me in the dust. You crossed me, you know you switched up. Said you never ever leave me, then you bounced. You had no balls, no cojones, no stones, no family jewels to tell me straight up that I wasn't the one. Why can't you be blunt? You had no nuts, no stones, no cojones to tell me we're through. I don't know if you were playing when you said, baby, I love you, I love you. You seem to beat around the bush, not getting to the point. Just tell me how you feeling, how you feeling. Cause just a month ago you had me on a high, but I ain't tripping over you, I'm way too fly. I hate it, man, I can't face it. Tell me why you left me in the dust. You crossed me, you know you switched up. Said you never ever leave me, then you bounced. You had no balls, no cojones, no stones, no family jewels to tell me straight up that I wasn't the one. Why can't you be blunt? You had no nuts, no stones, no cojones to tell me we're through. How can you look in the mirror? You should be embarrassed. Think you could touch me, move just like I do, but you're messing with a savage. Oh, nah, nah. I can do better. I can do better without you. I can do better than you. You had no balls, no cojones, no stones, no family jewels to tell me straight up that I wasn't the one. Why can't you be blunt? You had no nuts, no stones, no cojones to tell me we're through. But I ain't tripping over you, I'm way too fly.
That was Olivia King right here on WNUT. Thank you to the Ghost of Casey Kasem.
Yeah, and that touching letter.
I know, man, and the vocal performance from Olivia King on that track.
Yeah,
and let's face it, she had quite a few synonyms there for balls.
Yeah,
for the scrot. Are you prepared to discuss the question of the show?
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm actually excited about that.
This one's just going to be...
I don't know what it is yet.
Oh, boy.
But...
This one's really probably just me bitching. It's some shit that pisses me off lately.
Okay.
Are reserve spaces getting out of hand at these grocery stores and big box retailers? Because you got the fucking handicapped, the expectant mothers, the military members, the mothers with kids, the bad mother shut your mouths, the pickup. Can you find
the van lanes?
Yeah.
The motorcycle parking, the microcar parking.
Can you find a goddamn space anymore at Target or Kroger? Can it happen?
Well, I'll tell you, I don't even bother. I just go towards the back.
I mean, Jesus Christ. Every time I find a space and I start to pull in, it says parking only for mothers of children with 9 toes. And I'm like, fuck you and every one of these stupid signs.
You know what? I got scissors. We can get some shit going.
I want to start printing my own signs.
We can.
And going into parking lots and designating spaces that you don't talk about random acts of chaos or mischief.
WNUT parking only.
Yes, or parking for overweight ROTC commanders.
Right.
Or parking for jazzmen only.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
My question is, how long do you have to sit still also waiting for 72 people to slowly mosey out and across the crosswalk, pushing their carts before you're legally allowed to plow through them GTA 5 style?
That's a good question.
Because not only can you not park, then you can't get past the door. Where the crosswalk the size of a football field just keeps having dumbass mofos pour into it.
Right.
So,
and they're all walking the wrong direction. Like if the sign says exit only, they're going in there.
Or some dumbass is going diagonal and you got to wait for them to cross, like, not just cross in front of you, but then kind of like...
Yeah, just walk down the center of the road for a little while.
Walk away from your bitch ass. I have devised an ingenious parking lot design that fixes the heavily trafficked front crosswalk problem and keeps cars away from the fucking entrance doors so that people can just come and go willy-nilly and traffic doesn't have to stop. So developers everywhere, get at me. I'm going to solve all of this shit. But, I've been seething with rage.
I can tell.
Every time I go to the grocery store.
I can tell.
Look, the WNUT gives us a platform to let people know how we feel about things, and we can make a difference. It starts with one person. So I just wanted to get off my chest. People need to fix.
Right. So now we're calling out to the rest of the listeners, all of you, get out there with a spray can, start marking your own damn parking spaces.
Well, it's the question of the show. See, because people can tell me I'm full of it. You can tell me if you feel like we need spaces for every type.
There's a certain number of spaces you need for people who can't travel that far, like the handicap spaces.
Handicap, I get.
Absolutely
That's been around for 1,000 years.
And you know what? Heck, even giving a handful of pregnant mother spaces to certain areas, like listen, if this is like, what was it, Babies R Us or something like that, absolutely, that makes a lot of sense. If it's like Belk's, no. Or Home Depot, hell no.
Say I pull up and I see a space for like active military, right?
Okay, but where are you?
Yeah, and not only that, well, like just Kroger. Say I'm at Food Line.
Active military. Well, it's going to be a big ass space because those trucks are huge.
What if you're a veteran? What if you served but you're not active anymore? What if you're what if you're waiting for your disabled tag to come in and you did your time, you served this country.
Right.
You could park in that veteran spot, You gave Uncle Sam X amount of years.
Yep.
And
X
maybe
number of fingers and toes.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe a leg. Why does it have to be so discriminating? Expectant mothers.
Yeah.
What about a mother who
what are
literally...
they expecting?
What if she just delivered 10 minutes ago?
What if she's expecting an ass whooping?
Well, that's...
Does that count?
We might need to send you through sensitivity training now.
Well, I'm just saying expectant doesn't mean just with child.
She could be expecting anything.
Yeah.
She's a mother who's expecting to pick up her grocery order.
And, anticipatory of the bananas.
And she's pulling up at the frickin' place.
Yep.
And finds a space, and it says expectant mothers, and she's already had her kids.
Yeah.
Her kids might have gone on and
she's
graduated
expecting
college.
Them to bring her grandchildren.
Yeah. So now she's expecting to get in and out of the store.
Yep, easily.
With the fucking space that she found.
Yep.
And not have to wait. See, these are the important questions that we need people to ask.
You know what? I'm going to add something to this.
Yes.
Because I had a rant this morning. I was pulling in through Bojangles, and Mofackies with their pickup trucks and camper trailers.
Mofackies.
We're taking up, between the two pickup trucks with a camper trailer, we're taking up 7 spaces apiece.
Holy fuck.
In a Bojangles parking lot. Now, at the same time, behind the Bojangles is an abandoned grocery store parking lot. Not a goddamn person in that parking lot. Not one motherfucker out there. And instead, these fuckers take up the entire Bojangles parking lot.
Because they got to get close enough to the place.
Yeah, because they couldn't walk across a one-lane road.
It's not enough that they're driving basically a semi across the country.
Yeah.
And they're pulling into a parking lot the size of a postage stamp.
Yeah.
They got to park close enough.
And it's the same idea
store.
is they need a designated space to get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah. Like truck stops. They've got the
they've got the nice
semi-designated parking.
Yeah.
Or, if you're towing a camper or hell driving an RV or something like that.
And he means designated for a semi, not partially designated parking.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you're driving some of these other long-ass things.
Right, yeah, it's absolutely legit to use those spots. If your ass can't fit through the drive-thru, don't park in that same parking lot. Go to the big one that's empty.
Yeah. So, parking lot shit in general pisses me off.
Right.
As we go bravely into the future, my burning question right now, though, is when did mofuckers become mofackies?
When did I don't know. I've been saying mofackie most of my life.
When did motherfuckers morph into mofackies? I've heard faku. I've heard motherfuckers.
I think mofackie is like when I'm referring to a Yankee.
So were they specifically Yankees? Were these people from like
probably? The
New
way
York?
they drove, I would say, yeah.
But these guys coming down here looking for some Schvoyadel.
Yeah, and they're going to tell us about how shit our place is, but they're buying all the damn property and fucking making it expensive.
Bagels with fucking schmear. We need some whatever the fuck. Give me some cannolis down here.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how about we salute some balls up in here?
Yeah, I'm about to drop some balls.
Oh, no, don't do that. Your balls should have dropped a long time ago, my friend.
Drop them on the table, I mean.
This comes to us from, what the fuck, this awful movie. Oh, She's All That. I found this.
My God.
I know. I found this on YouTube. The girl in that movie was really cute, but then you had to look at Freddie Prinze Jr. or whoever the fuck. So this is a funny clip from that movie, and I think you can throw away the rest of the 2 hours. Enjoy.
Okay, sir, that will be 1 tahina kebab with a side of spiced hummus salad. Would you like to supersize those falafel balls?
Let me see. There. Exactly what does this supersize entail?
Stalking is illegal in all 50 states.
Come on, I just want to talk. I find myself torn. Perhaps I could see a sample ball to better equip myself for such a decision.
I'm sorry, sir. Have you made your decision?
Yes, I have. Supersize my balls.
You don't have to have the biggest dong on the planet. We were just, while that was playing, we were discussing how the fuck Freddie Prinze Jr. pulled Sarah Michelle Gellar. We're mystified.
Yeah, I'm
Carl's
assuming
theory,
it's a massive cocklin.
Yeah, his theory is that Prinze has a large wang.
Yeah.
And I said, sometimes you can know what to do with it.
Yeah, but I mean, BWCs exist.
That's true, but I mean, that's not the only way you get an awesome chick. This is all I'm saying.
No, I
there's
mean,
other ways.
he's rich too. That probably helps.
Maybe he's charming. That's a far better theory. Dude's got a shit ton of money. Not that she was any slouch back in the day. She certainly made hers. But goddamn, we need to check in with Commander. As we're getting along here in the episode.
See how he's doing in that training.
Yeah, we got to see what's going on. We got him on the line here. Commander, are you with us?
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Oh, pretty good. We actually just wanted to see how things were going as you've moved on to your next stage of training.
Yeah, well, so we took a quick recess from the session there because I asked a question that kind of broke the room.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, what was that?
I mentioned earlier, we're talking about gender identity in the 21st century.
Yeah.
And the 74 genders and dead naming and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I asked, say you're talking about the 2010 movie Inception.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, in that movie, the actor Joseph Gordon-Levitt has an on-screen kiss with a then-female actress named Ellen Page.
Okay.
Now, today, Page is known as Elliot Page and is a man.
Yeah.
But if Joseph Gordon-Levitt is uncomfortable with people saying that he kissed a dude in a movie, can we dead name Elliot Page by acknowledging that in 2010 he was in fact still a woman named Ellen Page, a name which appears on screen in the credits to that movie? Because, see...
Wow, that's a philosophical question.
Well, see, Gordon-Levitt's feelings are valid, and they matter too, so we should respect that. Well, so then the room broke out into chaos, and then they called a 20-minute recess, and so now here we are on the phone.
Excellent.
That is a very interesting question.
That's a really deep well thought out question.
Yeah, and it's one that I'm not touching with a 10-meter cattle prod. So.
No. But thank you for asking, because the discussion is the important part, right?
Look,
right there, Commander?
I fought for this country in Vietnam, goddammit, and I defended the freedom of each man, woman, and child to say whatever they want to in accordance with the First Amendment to the Constitution of this great country.
Oh, so the freedom of men, women, and children. No mention of non-binary people or ambigender. Did you not fight for the freedom of each omnigender? What about their rights, you insensitive, exclusionary prick?
Did he just fucking leave out the furries?
I think he did.
Oh, Jesus, that is not what in the fuck I meant, and you damn well know that.
Right. Well, I think that maybe the next step of sensitivity training is going to really be effective for you.
Christ almighty.
I think you need further training, so you ought to get back in there. Don't dead name anymore, you insensitive bastard. And for the love of God, if a Jay-Z song about particular people in Paris comes on, do not sing along. Thank you, Commander, for checking in with us. Speaking of things that are not very politically correct, here's a band that fits the bill. The great Fashniz may just know some of the fine body of work of this group of individuals. This the salute to Balls 2 rolls on with Wasp. This is Blackie Lawless and friends. This is Ball Crusher.
Nice.
Here on WNUT.
Such a wicked, vicious woman, black magic, voodoo queen, lesbo nymphomaniac. She got a girlfriend that's 17. Bye, 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 ball crusher. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, 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 ball crusher. Bye, bye, bye. Stole the written drink on my JD. She went and hijacked my brand new car. She said DC, the damn bitch is just too bizarre. Bye, 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 ball crusher. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, 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 ball crusher. Bye, I call her liar.
Blackie Lawless and his boys Wasp. Oh my God, you remember them?
Fuck yeah.
Fuck Like a Beast and whatnot.
Yeah.
They had an awesome album back in the 90s called Kill, Fuck, Die. It was like right around the time of the industrial, like, you know, Nine Inch Nails and Ministry and Marilyn Manson rule the world. And here comes Blackie Lawless showing them he can hang too. But motherfuckers don't remember that, and they should.
Nope.
You should go stream that shit right now.
Yeah,
if you
people don't
haven't
remember anything but Nirvana from the 90s.
Yeah, and you know, Carl, Great Fashniz and I, we've differed on this for many years. He's not a fan of the Nirvana. I like the Nirvana. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with just remembering the Nirvana as long as you pepper that with some other, you know, season your Nirvana meal with some other great...
now that they're not only playing Nirvana on the radio, I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
like,
you know,
hearing one now and again is fine.
You get a little Megadeth from the Euthanasia album occasionally, Train of Consequences or something, you know. We've remembered that other 90s material existed.
Exactly.
Pantera and whatnot. Yeah. Speaking of balls, a few people enjoy yours. I don't have a full chapter of the book of Carl's Dingaling ready for this month, but did you read the WAPO article? Do I need to run the intro? Did you?
Did I read? I read part of it.
Oh, you read part?
I would say I read 80% of it.
I will run part of the intro.
WNUT presents.
And I'll cut it right there. What did you read?
Not enough of it. Listen, so here's the thing.
Natalie from North Augusta doesn't ask much.
I know. I'm a horrible human being. So here's what happens is we finish recording. I go about life. I work. I have a rather broad family, you know.
Is that because there's a lot of broads in it, you know?
Well, it's just a larger, you know, group of people.
Oh, okay.
And I don't remember my homework. And if Natalie could remember, because she was in school with me, I didn't remember my homework then either.
That's true. He don't
absolutely
tell a lie.
Do not remember this crap.
We were some non-homework turning in sons of bitches sometimes.
Yeah, I actually got through 2 years without turning in a single English assignment.
God dang.
Or homework assignment,
How the
at least.
fuck did you graduate, sumbitch?
I'm not real sure.
I don't know. Well, all right. So do you have any actual WAPO specifics to discuss, or do you just want to tell us that you kind of started reading?
I started reading.
Okay.
That's about as far as I got.
All right.
I got 80% of the header title.
That would not get you credit.
No.
In class.
No, I really should read it. It's not that I'm avoiding it, it's that I'm forgetting it.
I retract the fucking intro that I did roll. So we're gonna instead just go on and salute some more balls.
Right.
This is my boys, the Impractical Jokers. In fact, this one I think fixates on Sal. So here you go. Enjoy.
Oh, what is this now? A video. Look at this.
Movie and Friends. And you're just rubbing it.
Yeah. I can't get it to stop playing. Why is it?
That was our boys at the Impractical Jokers on the Salute to Balls Part 2 here in sunny North Augusta in the WNUT studios. Oh shit, phone's ringing. Why don't you take that?
All right.
There, Fashniz.
You've reached WNUT. This is the Great Fashniz. You're on the air.
You know, this whole thing is misogynistic as fuck.
Are you referring to the salute to balls?
Yeah, misogynistic, patriarchal, exactly.
Well, thank you. It's very patriotic.
Wait,
I thought so.
Hang on, goddammit. It's not like we're disparaging anything else that isn't balls. We're just how can we right this injustice that we've apparently perpetrated on the world at large?
Well, stop doing it for one. Apologize for your insensitivity for another.
Balls are very sensitive, I'd like you to know.
That's true. And listen, look, we're all about love and healing here at WNUT. I mean, we got Commander Weber's and sensitivity training, for God's sake.
Hardcore sensitivity training.
So, like, what if we were to include other types of parts in the salute? A little diversity in the saluting. What do you say? Is that going to be okay?
I guess so. It would at least be a hell of a lot better than what you've been doing.
All right, so what should we call this?
Okay. Thank you for your call. We're sorry for the exclusionary.
We're going to have to do a little brainstorming, I think.
We didn't mean to exclude anybody with the salute.
No, that was never intended.
To balls. From this point forward, what do you say we call this the salute to General Groins.
There
which
we go.
we think is a whole lot more neutral and inclusive and, reflective
and
of...
it's everyone. It's just the general groins.
This tells people who WNUT in the 21st century is, which is...
I'll get it.
Christ.
I got it.
All right.
You're on live with WNUT.
Yeah, this is Commander Weber, and I just wanted to say
Commander.
I served with General Groins in Vietnam, and I would love to salute that man one more time.
Okay.
That is absolutely not what we meant. I'm
No,
so sorry,
but
Commander.
You know what?
What the fuck?
That'd be awesome to have a salute to him one more time
What
for
is
you.
going on? Okay, I'll salute him
Go right ahead.
right now.
Sorry. Okay.
Thank you. Good luck, Commander.
Thank you, Commander. All right.
Okay, we're going to have to change the name now.
Okay, why don't we rename this the gender neutral salute to crotches of all kinds? Right?
Yeah.
You can't mistake that. I think we all understand what the fuck that means.
Gender neutral. What?
It's not exactly. You can't fit it on a T-shirt, probably.
No, I'm looking for an acronym here.
Gender GNSTCOAK. It doesn't really work.
Genstcock.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Coke. Yeah.
Genstcoke.
Genstcoke.
Got it.
So before we go, this is the 4th episode of WNUT that you've gotten in 4 months. We've been on a roll.
Yeah.
But as I said earlier, we're about to be on a short hiatus. We're gonna lick our wounds, because there's been a lot of saluting.
And our Genstcocks.
Gender neutral crotches of all kinds.
Yep.
Tonight. So look, we kind of need a moment to just reflect and relax. Maybe go catch some rays, take in the beach. I don't know.
Yeah.
Smell a tree, plant a flower,
spank some bitches.
Yeah, that. For God's sake, we're people too. So the Jazz Man is going to be back with an all new episode of WJAZ starting in May.
Jazz Man cometh.
I believe if he does, I don't want to be there, but I think he's going to do it the way he did the Christmas episode a couple years ago, where he will record you kind of like part of the episode per day. You'll get like a segment and a song.
Nice.
And so you can listen to it literally as he does it.
Oh, that is nice.
At the end of like a week or 2 weeks or however long he does
you've got
that,
the whole thing there.
That's
great.
Then we will edit the entire episode together, and we'll make it where you can just run the full WJZ. So that's what the Jazz Man, is going to come back with in May and or June. And then, you boys, me and Fashniz will be back in July. We'll be kicking it. We'll be getting ready for Iron Maiden. Speaking of which, hang on.
Yeah, I got a message that you had some reading material you've been reading lately.
That's for you now.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, no shit, really?
That is yours, because I just finished it yesterday.
Oh, man, how is it?
That is an amazing book.
Oh, nice.
Bruce Dickinson's What Does This Button Do? The autobiography may contain flying heavy metal. Boy, you're going to learn a lot about where Mr. Dickinson came from, what shaped him as a youth. He even has a really great example of random chaos or mischief back in school. I think it was back in his boarding school, where he and a classmate wee-weed in a bottle and then put that in the dinner that was being prepared for the headmaster. So there's some interesting material in there that would actually fit pretty well on WNUT. If I had been on top of things, I would have included that. But that is yours now. I just finished that, and you can add that to the Fashniz library.
We're going to make sure that this goes, this A gets read, and then B moves on to, more people who need that kind of education.
Right. I mean, we got to do our homework,
Right.
We can't just go see Iron Maiden willy-nilly.
Right.
We got to know, we got to prepare, we got to understand, the environment that we're walking into.
Right.
And since the great Fashniz won't let me give him money for my ticket, I can at least lavish other gifts on him and things like that. So that is for you. Do we want to talk about what we've learned tonight? Because, we've learned a lot of things.
I have learned an absolute ton. So I've learned that you can think you're doing the right thing by helping to salute, say, I don't know, balls.
Yeah.
But then you've accidentally ostracized some people. So now you just need to salute Genstcoke.
We've just learned to include as many people as possible.
Yeah, and that we need to work on acronyms.
The WNUT train is a popular one, and there are seats for everybody. That's all we're saying. We're not trying to tell you can't ride on this goddamn train.
Right.
We've also learned that if you go to a grocery store or Target or some other big box place, for God's sake, it might take you a moment to find a parking space that is meant for you. But there are some ways that we have in mind that you can combat the movement.
And we've also learned that sometimes the parking spaces that are meant for you are being taken up by dickheads with massive trailers.
Yeah. And we've learned that Commander Weber, there are certain rap songs Commander Weber should probably not sing along with.
Yeah.
And things like that.
We're going to keep that.
And the Ghetto Boys taught us that you got to let your nuts hang.
Yeah.
You gotta let them hang. All right, here to close out the gender neutral salute to crotches of all kinds. We've decided we'll play something coochie related to sort of make up for the patriarchal, bent of the show so far, as was pointed out by our very understanding and just sweetheart of a listener.
Absolutely lovely. Didn't catch the name.
Thank you so much for being here with us. The great Fashniz loves you.
Right.
He loves whatever your little parts may look like.
Yeah, and it is what it is.
And he'll fondle you either way. He don't care.
Oh no, that's actually true.
I'm very much the same way. I love you no matter who you are. Fondling is something we'd have to. And you get your people in touch with my people. I got a manager who'll discuss that with you for the right price. But anyway, we're gonna close it out here with Lords of Acid. This is a song called Pussy, right here on WNUT. We will catch you in a few months.
Everybody says it's nice. Can I come and visit? I'll be at your house tonight. They tell me it's soft to touch and really smooth. I can hardly wait to feel that pussy too. You wanna play with pussy all the time. To hide that kind of pussy is a crime. You say your pussy's clever and so slick, but I think that your pussy's kinda sick. I wanna see your pussy. Show it to me. Let me see your pussy. Show it to me. Show me your pussy. Show it to me. I wanna fetch your pussy. Show it to me. I wanna bet your pussy ain't as pretty as mine. I don't hide my pussy like you do all the time. My pussy's just the sweetest thing that you've ever seen. Compared to mine, your pussy's really ugly and mean. I bring my pussy everywhere I go. To watch my little pussy is a show. You say your pussy's clever and so slick, but I think that your pussy's really thick. I wanna see your pussy. Show it to me. Let me see your pussy. Show it to me. Show me your pussy. Show it to me. I wanna fetch your pussy. Show it to me. She turns into a tiger when she's ready to eat. My pussy's always hungry for a big chunk of meat. So lay your little pussy right next to mine. You can bring her over around dinner time. My pussy is the hippest thing around. That's right, she's always been the talk of the town. You say your pussy's clever and so slick, but I think that your pussy's mighty thick. Meow, baby.